If you didn't know I played football, you probably would think I'm just a regular guy, unless you knew I played football.
He's one of my loyalty clients. He come every week.
I'm very easily approachable. You're gonna see me out every day.
Costs money when you get haircuts, man. Back then when I had dreads, I didn't have to get a haircut.
You're gonna see me in the grocery store. You're gonna see me coach you football.
There you go.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, bro.
That's who I am.
But for 11 years in the NFL, Devin Hester struck fear into anyone bold enough to challenge him.
Come on, D-Hat. Show me why you the best at this, bruh.
This is your time.
Show me why you the best today.
Left to the 21. A big block from Stell to the 25. Sideline to 40. Tightrope walk. Touchdown Bears! The man just keeps making history. Unquestionably ridiculous.
One thing I can say about him, you liked him right away. I'm talking about just a person. He's engaging, that smile.
If you ask anybody today who's the best returner, Devin Hester's the first name that comes out of everybody's mouth.
From a young age, Hester recognized his talents. And when he finally had that opportunity to showcase them at the college level, he exploded onto the scene.
The confidence that I had was just a build-up of how hard I worked.
Up the sideline, look out. Touchback at the 40, 45, 50. You can count him gone.
I feel like how hard I trained, how hard I practiced, how hard I took football just serious. I just felt like just whenever I was out there, I was just better than everybody. For some reason, I was just unstoppable. And I felt like I could do whatever I wanted to do.
That highlight video of him as a return at the University of Miami, it stayed in your head. Just special as much as anything. You know, you start looking at players and you say, hey, this is a player we really need on our team. This is a player that can really help, change the course, make a big impact.
And he was probably, by far the best punt and kick returner that I watched on tape. So, obviously I had a really high grade on him coming out. As soon as he stepped on the field, you could see the talent, you could see the vision, you could see the speed, the power.
As impressive as he was on the football field, Hester's success at the collegiate level almost didn't happen. A setback due to a snafu with high school SAT scores came close to shattering his dreams, forcing him to sit out his freshman year of college football.
I had the grades and everything going through my junior year, so my senior year, all I had to do was play football, test scores, SAT scores, all that was done my junior year. And the minute I get checked in the dorm room, all of a sudden I'm ineligible to play football. And it came from just NCAA questioning my grades, my test scores from another school. They said they got caught there and that another school questioned my SAT scores and some of my grades. I really wanted to give up then and say I didn't want to play football no more because you gotta think about a kid in a small town. Football is over for you. You dream about doing this your whole life, and then the minute you get taken away from it. I sat out a whole year to go to school, didn't do no training, didn't do nothing. And the following year, I said I wanted to give it another shot, and was able to play.
And you just look at Devin's life. I mean, it's not, he lost his father at a young age. His mother, supporting a, single mom, and I know he had, his stepdad came in and really did a good job with him, but knowing what he went through of having to sit out at the University of Miami right away, so he's gone through some heartaches, some tough times, but guys like that, they know how to handle adversity.
Who helped you through that?
My mom. I was a kid, I didn't want to stay home because if I knew I stayed home, there's so much I can get into that's not good. My mom really sheltered me. She really sheltered me, and she stayed in contact at the University of Miami, and they made sure that I kept my head clean and I stayed away from a lot of negativity and put me in a situation where I can stay focused. And I think that was the key turning point in my life at that moment where I didn't give up.
Hey guys, how about a twist in the events? What do you think about Hester, corner?
I know going into the draft, everybody liked him. It would have been good if we could get him, and you need some luck to go your way.
I mean, that offensive weapon too, we're looking at just the versatility. You know, I mean, we have a returner in Manning too. Doesn't hurt to have a couple of them for competition.
He's the fastest of the three, right, Mark?
Yeah, I think so.
He's got he's lightning.
Yeah, he's like.
Well,
I mean, he's just.
Do we have lightning right now?
No, I mean with Manning, but no, we don't even have Manning.
Well, therein lies your answer.
Just the athleticism that I had was the tool that really shocked him and really made him say, this is the guy that I want on my team.
He's 8-0 play speed. Scores touchdowns. I mean, he makes plays. Excellent ball skills. He's electric with the ball in his hands as a returner, as a receiver, when he intercepts the ball. I mean,
He's one of the best returners I've ever seen.
Well, I think you've answered it.
Chicago's on the clock.
We're on the clock.
You got to put his name.
Take who?
Devin Hester. Okay. Turn him in, Teddy.
Keep in mind, this is a guy without a position. He's being drafted on the basis of being the most exciting return specialist in the country.
We drafted him in the second round, which at the time, a lot of teams didn't do that. They didn't draft a player, just a punt returner, kick returner that high. So when we did it, there was a lot of people thinking we were nuts, drafting this guy that high. So obviously later on, after about a couple games, it seemed like everybody was saying, no, he's a guy I wanted too. So, I mean, everybody jumped on board. It wasn't long after that.
How about this Hester guy, huh?
Hey, we've added 2 athletes add to the equation.
I still go back to that highlight video that I saw of him in college. And just some guys have it, and some don't, and he had it. And so it shouldn't be a big surprise to us what he was able to do at the NFL level.
Whenever you're ready.
3, 2.
I like that look right there.
He was a natural. I mean, he just is born with it. His vision, I mean, he had like a sixth sense, and he would start one way, but he knew exactly what was coming on the backside and he knew the exact timing of when to cut back. He had a real good feel for that. It was like he had eyes in the back of his head.
45 midfield, goodbye! 73-yard punt return touchdown. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, but Kentucky bluegrass in front of him.
I remember that first training camp, and if there was a question that I had about Devin coming in, everything he had done up until that point was in the state of Florida. Warm weather, Chicago, the elements. Eventually, we plan on being in the playoffs and having to catch punts and catch the ball. That was the only question I had about him.
And then he had the combination of strength, and that's the thing that was kind of a lot of people didn't realize. He's a bigger guy. He was close to 200 pounds. He was able to break tackles. He was a lot stronger than people thought. You couldn't take him down with an arm tackle. And then his speed, obviously, was off the charts.
Woo! He's the best. Job, Devin. Job, dude. Oh,
He caught the ball naturally, but you saw that wiggle, and there's a reason why we let him be our returner. That takes a little bit of nerve too to let rookie come in and return, of course, for you right away. But we knew that was something that we needed to do to help us win a football game.
I didn't know what to expect, coming into the league, how serious and special team could be. And our room was just different to the point where we felt like we was part of the team. A lot of special team units, they're just, from my past teams that I played with, you felt like you were just a guy if you just played special team. But in Chicago, we felt like we was battling for the best unit on the team.
Devin catches Dion!
Of course, that first game, we know how big the Green Bay Packer, Chicago Bear game is. We were coming off a successful season, but we had big plans on doing some things that year.
Come on, y'all, let's go. Make plays on 3. We're the playmakers. Make plays on 3. 1, 2, 3. Make plays.
And when you're going to end up being the greatest of all times, you you know, special plays like that. And I just remember him catching the ball and you know, a couple of cuts.
Gonna back up Devin Hester to his 16-yard line. He's gonna return it.
Looking for lane, he's got one. Watch out here.
Right side midfield. Gotta block that field to the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10. No chance. Goodbye. Touchdown.
Devin Hester, the rookie from Miami.
Welcome to the NFL, the Windy City Flyer.
In the first game, he scores a touchdown. You know, his first. So, I mean, if you have a player that has, you know, does that, has success like that as a rookie, that's everything for his confidence. And confidence is everything in the NFL. You know, especially with young players, if they get out to a good start, you know, that's huge.
And that gave us a glimpse of what we were going to see. A special, you know, a special player, and that was going to make a whole lot of special plays for us.
The vision that God blessed me with, I was seeing, like I said, see 3 or 4 opportunities that I could score on every play. It was just that easy. Like it was almost like a joke, you know. And the return game, especially when they kicked it to me, kicked it right down the middle. It was like, it was so easy, man.
I mean, when you have, what, 20 returns for touchdowns, I mean, you can pick out a lot of special moments, but for me, the return that I think about first when I think about Devin Hester was against the Arizona Cardinals.
All right, man, we have character. We have character is what we have. Being in a situation like this is no big deal for us, all right? Good football teams come back from situations like this.
Now we were within a touchdown of the game, and they made the mistake of punting to him.
Devin Hester from the 18. Creating box, Devin Hester into the open field. And Hester picks up another block. Devin Hester, the punter to beat. He beat him. Devin Hester, all the way. Touchdown, Chicago Bears. It's just incredible. That is exactly what he did in college at Miami.
You know, a lot of times you have to convince guys to want to be on the special teams too. Not in Chicago. I mean, guys wanted to be on there to block for, and because they knew, of course, how it could impact the game, but knew history could be made at any time.
I'm just lucky to be blessed to play with so many great special team guys. It's so hard to find a group like the group that we had in Chicago. And I've been on four teams now, and it was just something special about that Chicago group, that it was more of a family.
They had to change, you know, who they had on the cover teams. Everybody had to have a kickoff, you know, a cover guy that could tackle somebody like Hester. They took away all the big guys that were running down the field because they couldn't tackle him in space. The kickers changed. They had to be more accurate with their kicks. They had to be stronger, be able to kick a touchback. Punters changed, you know, punters' direction, where they had to punt the ball. They were trying to punt away from them. It changed everything.
Chicago Bears legend Walter Payton once said, "We are stronger together than we are alone." Without the help and support of others, Hester's journey might have unfolded quite differently. 3 men played a pivotal role in his journey to football's highest level: Lovie Smith, Dave Toub, and Daryl Drake. Their impact will forever hold a special place in his heart.
You know, Devin, of course, is one of my wife, Mary Ann's, all-time favorite players. Through the years, you know, with my wife and with my kids, when this player is one of their favorites, there's a reason, because they've seen a lot of different guys come and go, but you just get that warm feeling when you're around him.
So it was one time I got on the bus. One time I got on the bus and his wife was sitting there, and she turned around and she had tears in her eyes. And she said, "Devin, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never seen Lovie smile and laugh like he do with you. He say the relationship that you and Lovie have is so special." She say, "The joy that you bring to him It's unbelievable. She said, you're a good person, you're good-hearted, you're a God, faithful guy. She said, it's something about you and Coach Love. Like, I never seen love. She called him love. I never seen love. Smile and get excited when it comes to people. But for some reason with you, he's a different person.
I talked to the coach that got fired.
Yeah.
He told me that that could be their plan the whole time. Kick rugby.
Rugby.
High balls. If we get that, we're lucky.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah. He ain't gonna kick it like that. He might.
He might.
They told the relationship that we built, it was like peanut butter and jelly, man. Like, he made me feel like, and my mindset really bought in that 30 or 40-yard returns wasn't good enough. It was because he knew how special I was and that it's only one, maybe two that come around this lifetime that's like that.
4-4-1, that's about 60.
That was about 60 yards up?
You're gonna play about 50, 55.
That was about 60 right there?
That was about 60, yeah.
I think it was a time when he got a new contract and they moved his office where he can look over the weight room. That's the time when I got a contract. And so he asked me to come check out his office. So I walk in there, he's putting up stuff, and he got a picture of me up. And he said, Devin, he said it's because of you. This office, your contract, my contract, it's because of you. I'm so appreciative of it, man. Like, without you, I don't know if I have a new job somewhere. I don't know if you would be still here. You didn't play the way you played, but all this is because of you and what we built. I'm appreciative of it, and I thank you for it.
Everything I do is get talent too.
Yeah. You know, we get a few tests, but you overcome it.
Yeah. I ain't even, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keep overcoming.
Me and Derek, Coach Drake, built a relationship. Like, we would joke about everything. His wife would cook meals for me. You know, I was young, I didn't know how to cook. I couldn't cook, but it wasn't healthy meals, you know, so whenever I wanted a real home-cooked meal, I would call him and ask him what his wife cooking, and he'd just tell me, man, just come over and grab a plate, you don't have to stay long. Not only beside that, like, I never really had it. I never really had a coach that cried when I did something good. You know, they was always saying, good job, Devin. Way to make a play. You're a star player, but to actually see a coach in a game, because it was like, you know, when I got moved over to offense, it was a big question mark. He's never played this before. He can't do it. He can't run the routes. He don't know the plays. And I think it was like one of the first games where I got targeted maybe 8 times, and I had a great game. And he pulled me to the side with like seconds on the clock. And he was like, I'm so proud of you, the way you played today. And like, tears were just flowing. It was like, because not only you proved it to the world that you can't play this position, but now I can get these off my back. He said, I'm just so proud of the way he handled the game. And that was one of the moments where I said, he's not only a coach, but he does latch onto his players, and the special ones, he fall in love with them.
What a great job right there. That's what patience in Jesus Christ does for you right there. Put you in a situation to make a play like that. All right? Oh, yeah. That's good job, baby.
What he did for me in Chicago when they did move me to offense, none of that the things that I did do on offense probably wouldn't be possible without him. He went to bat for me every time. When offenses come up with plays.
Give it to me, bro. Give it to me, man.
I know without Coach Trey, like, offense probably wouldn't last that long with me if it wasn't for him.
Devin Hester, the rookie who was so dangerous, who went to college here at Miami.
Think about this, guy from Miami, right? Suncoast High School, community high school, Riviera Beach. Go to the Super Bowl and run the opening kickoff back.
Adam Vinatieri has it on the tee.
And the Colts have had a hard time all season covering kicks. It's Hester.
Goosebumps still, you know, it's still my favorite, you know, after coaching 24 years in the NFL, it's still my most favorite play.
And to the middle with the 15 to the 20.
Gets past the first wave, and here he goes.
Talking about fairy tales, and surely that didn't happen. Y'all making it up, right? It didn't happen that way.
Midfield, 40, 30 of the Colts.
And then when he got the ball and he made one guy miss, and then he started, and he popped through there, I couldn't believe it.
Hester's gonna take it all the way for a touchdown.
Oh! Touchdown Bears! No way!
That's a story that probably would never get told again. Like, the odds of that happening again is probably slim to none. You know, who would think of somebody, same situation, hometown, rookie year, first kickoff return, take it to the house. Like, that's unheard of. So, but when it did happen,
Devin Hester, you are ridiculous.
Like, that play there really, really, like, broke the camel back. Like, this is who this kid is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's prepare ourselves and get ready for what he's about to do.
I mean, he's the best returner ever, you know, and I'm so proud of him that he's going into the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. He changed the game, you know. I mean, you talk about Hall of Famers need to be a person that changed the game. He changed the game for sure. Just the things he was able to do, and that's a Hall of Fame career. If you just look at what Devin was able to do in so many different positions, affecting the game in so many different ways, and couldn't happen to a better person.
The minute I walked on Soldier Field and my first pregame warm-up, and I thought about all the players that walk on the same field, like all the tradition, all the Walter Paytons, you know, the Dick Buckets, the Rick Dent, you know what I mean, with Michael Garrison. All those guys walked on this field and laid it all on the line as true gladiators. It was an honor for me to be able to go out there and be a part of that, and be a part of what happened on that field, and to add some legacies and some great memories to that field.
That's why when Devin finally, you know, retired as a Bear and put his cleats up, I just knew it was just a matter of time, because again, when you're the best to ever do it at a position, when you're the best returner of all time, this is exactly where you belong in Canton.
I feel like it's what you do behind closed doors. I feel like my first 3-4 years, I was in a neglect mode where I neglected my family because I wanted football more than anything. After the season was over, I was back training 24/7. Come home to my Chicago house, eat, sleep, and wake up like football season was still going. Do I regret it? I don't regret the outcome that it had. But do I regret the loved ones that I shied away from? Yeah, I regret that. But if I can do it all over again, I probably would. Because today, my first couple of years in the league is what really made me. And if I didn't have the years that I had, my first couple of years, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you today.